Dr. Daines, when do you typically see someone coming in? Is it somebody in their 70s or so, or is it a wife pushing the husband and saying, hey, honey, it's time?
Oftentimes it's the wife, but we see people from all ages, from small children clear up to the oldest adults.
Well, I know so many people are in denial where it comes to hearing loss. They don't want a big clunky hearing aid that we think are still in existence, and they aren't. And so, like, my husband will be at a restaurant, and he'll be talking very loud, and you'll be, honey, and you can sense when people have a hearing loss and maybe they're in denial.
That's correct. Oftentimes they think that they're okay, that, oh, I'm just missing a few words, I'll be okay.
Well, some scenarios, if you have your TV up at the number 30, that would be maybe a sign?
Probably a little bit too loud, yeah. Oftentimes I find that people just aren't understanding what's going on. They think that they know what's going on. They try and bluff their way through things.
Bluff their way is a great way to put it, because you'll see that with people with a hearing loss. They'll be, waving or shaking their head, and they didn't hear that it was a question.
Yep. I do the same thing. When I don't have my hearing aids, I actually have a pair of hearing aids that I wear. My wife wishes I would wear them more often. They're just a little tiny thing behind my ear.
Isn't that amazing?
You don't even see it unless you look really close.
Yeah, that is amazing. So you wear these. Now, you say your wife wants you to wear them all the time.
I wear them most of the time, but there are times that I don't wear them. If we're in the car, I can't hear my daughter in the back seat. I can hear her, but I can't understand what she's saying. I'm missing some of those high frequency sounds, the consonant sounds that make it hard to understand if you aren't hearing those.
You know, that's just fascinating to me. We have 3 different issues in our family. My son was born with some kind of a hearing loss. My husband, because of noise damage, and my mother had a bone something where they had to do some surgery. So let's talk about the different kinds here. There's 3, and I've got it in my family.
We have 3 different kinds. The first kind that your mother had is called conductive hearing loss, and that's due to damage to the eardrums or to the 3 tiny little bones in there that for some reason the sound is not getting into the nerve cell itself.
And to know that, and then to be able to repair that and have your hearing back is amazing. So you have to be tested.
Yep, you have to be tested. Most hearing loss isn't because of that. Most hearing loss comes from what we call sensory neural hearing loss, which is damage to the nerve cells. And that's something that cannot be repaired surgically or any other way. But that's where the hearing aid comes in. We're able to boost those sounds and make it so those nerve cells can pick up the sound again.
Okay, and then the third is the...
Mixed, some of both, a little bit of both.
And that's what my son has. Can also be helped by a hearing aid.
It can, very much so.
Well, let's talk about this technology of, look at the sizes and the difference that you have there in hearing aids.
We go from hearing aid depending upon the needs of the patient. All of our hearing aids here are based upon the needs and wants of our patient. We do what's best for them. So we have the larger size here. That's probably the largest size, one of the largest size out there. That is a power hearing aid for those that have almost no hearing left. And then they go clear down to these little tiny ones that are just size of a fingernail that fit way down deep in your ear, and nobody will even know that you have it.
Now, would a teenager with damage from these earbuds, would that be something for them?
That may be something they would like. The only problem with this is a teenager's ears may be growing, and these are custom fit to the ear. So for this type, you want to make sure that they're not growing anymore.
Yeah. Okay, well, I wonder if that would even be good for my husband. Well, this is fascinating. Let's talk about the tests that you do here, then, to get to that point of hearing aid.
We start out by using this machine here. We put a little soft rubber tip down in the person's ear, and it measures the eardrum. Moves the eardrum from high pressure to low pressure, and gives us a readout of how the eardrum is moving.
So the patient is in the other room, and you're flashing some noises or whatever.
Yeah. For this test, we can just do it wherever.
Right here. Okay, gotcha.
Right here, this is wireless, and so we can go into any room and do that.
Okay, got ya. Okay.
But for the hearing test itself, we'll put some headphones in the patient's ears, and I'll play some beeps to them. When they hear the beeps, push the button.
And then this is what's happened here.
Yep, this is where we record it. The farther down it is, the worse the hearing, and I record the results of the hearing test. We also do some speech testing where I'll the patient repeat some words back and see how well they do repeating words. And we'll make the words softer and softer, make sure everything correlates with the beeps and with the speech.
Well, this is where I think that it's so important that you come to Dr. Daines, is because your knowledge base and your continuing education is so important to get the best for me.
Yes. There always is new technology coming out, new testing techniques, and I make sure we stay on top of that.
Well, you're one of only 2 here in the Valley that are board certified.
Yes, that's correct.
And then you've also, out of the whole state of Utah, there's only 10.
Yeah, last time I checked, there was only about 10 of us in Utah that have that certification.
How lucky are we to have Dr. Daines right here in Cache Valley, and so easy to find you right on the corner of 4th North, or just a little bit farther north.
Right, 485 North Main.
Easy to find right by that kabuki. Have you eaten over there?
I haven't yet, but I hear it's really good.
So have a little lunch, get your hearing tested, and then get your hearing aids so that when you're having lunch, you can hear.
That you can hear. It makes a big difference when you can hear your wife across the table.
It's wonderful for the wife. That selective hearing is no longer in play. Okay, love it so much. Thanks, Dr. Daines.